So, when we evaluate an expression, right? Any idea what this word evaluate means?
Guessing.
Right, so evaluate. You had some interesting ideas then about what evaluate means.
Guessing.
But to evaluate means to give a value to. Yeah, exactly, evaluate. Now, because expression is what doesn't have an equals, does it? It doesn't have a value yet. The expression was just a set of instructions. So what we want to do is take an expression and give it a value. And we're going to give it a value by substituting something into the
Value. Variable.
variable. Okay. So, for instance, if we have an expression which is 4r minus s, there's an expression. Now,
Would you put it in alphabetical order? So like you would do it like you
Would it be?
no, nothing. We don't need to worry about alphabetical order or anything.
okay.
Now, the only way I can give this a value is if I tell you, or someone tells me, what R and S are. So I would have to tell you that R equals, and let's say 3, and S is going to equal -2. So I would maybe say, evaluate 4R minus S when R equals 3 and S equals -2. Right. So what I would be doing then is substituting in the numbers instead of the letters. So I've given the letters a value so I can then evaluate the expression. So that would mean I'm doing 4 times 3 minus -2.
Which would be plus 2.
So that would give me. Now, what's the big thing about this actually? There's a skill you already have that it's now utilising in this topic. So when I evaluate this, I've got to be very careful that I apply the rules of BIDMAS. We call it BIDMAS.
I call it BIDMAS.
So we've got to be very careful. So doing BIDMAS, what do we do first?
Brackets.
Okay. Now we only have brackets because of the negative number, so we could do that. So we've got 4 times 3 and it becomes plus 2. Now what do I do?
Now you do 4 times 3,
So that's
12.
12.
12 plus 2.
Plus
12
2,
plus 2 equals
14.
40.
I thought that.
So I can say now that when R equals 3 and S equals -2, 4R minus S equals 14. So I have evaluated my expression.
Oh, that's easy enough.
Yeah. So it's all about substituting in. So substituting is, if I just highlight this, so substituting is when you take these values here and you replace the letters
With the numbers.
with the numbers. That's the substituting. So soccer, I hate saying soccer, but that's what we say. Soccer players, football players here, you know all about substituting, don't you?
Yes.
Somewhat, if you do a substitution, you swap one for another, yeah?
Oh yeah, like a substitute.
So- So we're swapping our letters with our numbers.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
And then we have to make sure that when we are doing the evaluation, we take note of BIDMAS. So we do it in the right order. Because there's nothing worse than putting the numbers in correctly and then doing it in the wrong order afterwards. So, if I were to do another one, I'm going to take another one from your book that is a bit harder. So I'm going to go. So I'm going to say evaluate.
We're on stop.
Another way of saying that is find the value of. Okay, find the value of MP over n minus 2 when m equals 5, n equals 7, and p equals minus 3. So, go on then.
Okay, so the top part would be 5 times negative 3.
5 times negative 3, good.
And that would be
Over.
over 7 take away 2.
Okay, so we've substituted. So we've done the first bit. So that bit is the substitution. That's done. Substitution done. Alright. So now we've just got to apply the rules of BEDMAS to do it correctly. So how do we do this one?
Brackets first.
Brackets first, okay. So I'm going to put a little arrow to say this one really. So it's going to be difficult to do brackets first because actually in this case it would probably, if we don't have any brackets maybe. So go on then.
So it would be 5 times negative 3, which would be negative 15.
So we've got negative 15
over
over 5. So this is like when we have a division line like this, it means the top and bottom are kind of in brackets, although we don't need to write them because the line goes. We've talked about that before, and I'm sure you've done it last year. It's like doing brackets. So we've done the top bits first. Then that's like doing division. So
It would be negative 3.
so negative 3. So we can say MP over n minus 2 equals negative 3. That's its value. But only when m is 5, n is 7, p is minus 3. If I change any of those,
It would be a different value.
you get a different value. Yeah. Is that alright?
Yeah.
Why are you eating your shirt?
No, not.